In a world where connection seems at our fingertips, a wise man reflected on the essence of true friendship. Finding a genuine friend is like discovering a pearl in the vast ocean. There are countless shells on the shore, but very few contain what we are really looking for. This perception invites us to question: how do we distinguish between superficial relationships and those that truly enrich our lives? The story of a person who, tired of the superficiality of everyday encounters, opted for solitude reveals a profound truth. He preferred the company of the stars and the silence of dawn to empty chatter, not because he enjoyed solitude, but because he longed for genuine connection. In a small village, surrounded by mountains and lush forests, lived a lonely old man who spent his days cultivating a secret garden. Years ago, he decided to plant a small circle of sunflowers, seeking in them the company that humans did not provide him. Every day at dawn, the old man shared his thoughts with the sunflowers, watching them turn gently toward the sun. To him, these sunflowers were more than plants. They were silent friends who offered comfort and listened without judging. One day, a traveler passed through the village and was captivated by the beauty of the secret garden and the serenity of the old man. This chance encounter revealed a simple but profound truth: sometimes, friendship emerges in the most unexpected places, reminding us that connection and understanding can transcend words. Join us as we explore what it really means to find friendship and how, in the search for authentic connections, sometimes the unexpected offers us the answers we've been looking for. If this is your first time on the channel, I encourage you to subscribe, click on the bell and like the video. Your support is essential to continue growing and creating quality content like this. Let's get started. In an increasingly interconnected world, where digital interactions often overshadow face-to-face encounters, the topic of friendship, or more precisely, the lack thereof, emerges with renewed relevance. We go through life in search of authentic connections, those unbreakable bonds that sustain us in times of turbulence and celebrate with us our victories. However, for many, the longing for true friendships is met with the silence of loneliness. This video delves into the depths of such a dilemma, exploring not only the lack of friends but what this emptiness can reveal about ourselves and the texture of our personal relationships. The absence of friends is often viewed through a lens of self-judgment and judgment of others, a measure of our social and emotional value. However, this superficial view omits the underlying complexities and opportunities for personal growth inherent in this situation. Unpacking the theme of chosen or imposed loneliness, we embark on a journey of self-discovery, facing the shadows of our own company and learning to appreciate the reflection returned to us by the mirror of the soul. The first step in this journey is to recognize that friendship, like any meaningful relationship, goes beyond the mere physical or digital presence of others. It is anchored in the quality of the connection, in the resonance of spirits and in the exchange of vulnerabilities. Thus, the lack of friends invites deep introspection, a search for the reasons behind this emptiness. Is it an unconscious choice dictated by past experiences? Or is it the result of circumstances beyond our control? Addressing these questions honestly and without judgment opens the door to a more nuanced understanding of our own needs and desires. In this space of reflection, we discover that true friendship is as rare as it is valuable, and that its absence can be both a symptom of our internal struggles and an invitation to resolve them. Through this lens, friendlessness is transformed from a sentence of isolation to a starting point for personal enrichment and emotional evolution. This recognition inevitably leads to self-valuation in the absence of external validation. Finding contentment in our own company, cultivating an internal garden of thoughts and passions, becomes the first step toward attracting authentic relationships. Because only when we learn to appreciate ourselves for who we are, can we expect others to do the same. In this process, loneliness takes on a new meaning. Far from being a stigma, it is revealed as a golden opportunity for self-knowledge and personal development. The introspection that is fostered in moments of isolation can be the seed of future deep and meaningful friendships. Because in the silence of solitude, we learn the language of the heart, that universal dialect that transcends barriers and connects souls. Thus, as we navigate the often turbulent waters of human relationships, the lack of friends becomes a beacon, illuminating the areas of our lives that need attention, understanding, and, ultimately, love. This video not only seeks to explore the causes and impacts of this lack, but also to offer a perspective of hope and renewal. At the end of the day, friendship, like any journey worth taking, begins with a single step, a step we are here to help you take. With this understanding, we move toward exploring the common causes of friendlessness, armed with the conviction that each discovery along this path is not an end, but a beginning. A beginning of new understandings, new opportunities, and ultimately new connections waiting on the horizon of our lives. By diving into the depths of our own existence, we begin to unravel the threads that weave the fabric of our loneliness, discovering that behind every corner empty of company, there is a story to tell, a lesson to learn. We begin this journey recognizing that life changes are often the first port of call in our exploration. Life, with its constant flow and changing tides, takes us from one scene to another, leaving behind familiar faces to face unknown horizons. Moves, career changes, or even the advent of new stages of life such as retirement, force us to leave behind the comfort of established friendships, pushing us toward the bewilderment of having to forge new connections. As we move forward, we come to the crossroads of divergent interests and values. Throughout life, our inner being evolves, transforming our passions, beliefs, and what we value. These transformations, although enriching, can create unbridgeable distances between us and those with whom we once shared a common path. We ask ourselves then, how to maintain connection when the bridges that united our souls seem to crumble under the weight of our differences? The journey is further complicated by the pitfalls of communication and social skills. For some, the art of social interaction is a calm sea, easy to navigate. For others, it is a stormy ocean, full of waves of anxiety and winds of timidity that prevent us from reaching the shore of friendship. The challenge of starting conversations, of weaving ties that go beyond the superficial, becomes a distant beacon, difficult to reach. And so, there is the specter of the past, with its stories of betrayal and deception, ghosts that whisper warnings against the danger of opening your heart again. The fear of rejection stands like a wall between us and the world, a reminder of the still open wounds that make us doubt the possibility of finding genuine acceptance and affection. We also cannot ignore how our own personal choices and priorities lead us down lonely paths. In the search for personal fulfillment, whether through work, hobbies, or a longing for tranquility, we sometimes inadvertently build fortresses of isolation around ourselves. We wonder if it is possible to balance the desire for solitude with the longing for companionship, if our own decisions have brought us to this place of solitary stillness. Finally, the impact of technology on our lives and relationships cannot be underestimated. In an era where connection is just a click away, we can paradoxically feel more isolated than ever. Social media, despite its promise of a more connected world, often immerses us in a sea of ephemeral and superficial interactions, where true human connection is diluted in an ocean of likes and comments. This exploration of the common causes behind friendlessness is not a journey to unearth blame or nurse regrets, but rather an invitation to understand, accept, and ultimately find ways to reconnect. Each cause, each story of loneliness, carries within itself the seed of its own overcoming. As we emerge from these depths, we carry with us the knowledge that while the journey toward friendship may be filled with challenges, it is also filled with opportunities to grow, to change, and to open our world to new possibilities of connection. In the heart of a vast, ancient forest, where the trees whispered ancient secrets to the wind and moss covered every stone like a green blanket, lived a solitary fox. This fox, with reddish fur like the fire of the evening and eyes as deep as the night, had spent his entire life alone, wandering through the forest in search of food and shelter, with no company other than his shadow. Despite his loneliness, the fox had never felt truly alone, finding solace in the silent beauty of the forest and the serenity of his solitary existence. However, one day, while exploring an unknown part of the forest, the fox came across a clearing illuminated by the soft glow of the sun. In the center of the clearing, there was a tree, no larger or more imposing than the others, but with an aura of tranquility that caught the fox's attention. Curious, the fox approached the tree and discovered that, in its shadow, a small berry bush was growing. The berries glowed a deep blue, as if they had captured a fragment of the sky. The fox, captivated by this discovery, decided to return to the clearing every day, enjoying the berries and spending long hours resting under the protective shade of the tree. Over time, the fox began to speak to the tree, sharing his thoughts and dreams, his fears and joys. And although the tree never responded with words, the fox felt that he was heard, that somehow, the tree understood. This unexpected connection filled the fox with a feeling of belonging he had never experienced before. One day, while the fox was resting under the tree, a storm broke out in the forest. The wind roared, tearing off leaves and branches, and the rain fell with such force that it seemed as if the entire world was falling apart. Fearful, the fox huddled next to the tree, seeking refuge in its familiar presence. Despite the fury of the storm, the tree stood firm, protecting the fox with its strong branches and dense leaves. When the storm finally calmed down and the sun shone again over the forest, the fox understood something fundamental. Friendship, he realized, doesn't always need words or answers. Sometimes friendship is simply being present, offering shelter from the storm and sharing the tranquility of silent moments. The fox no longer considered himself a loner, because he knew that, in the heart of the forest, he had a friend. This parable of the fox and the tree teaches us that friendship can take many forms, some unexpected, but all valuable. It reminds us to open our hearts and minds to the possibilities of connection that surround us, sometimes in the most surprising places. Through this story, we can reflect on the value of friendship in our own lives, recognizing that, even in solitude, we are never truly alone. Moving forward in our exploratory journey about friendship and human connection, we come to a crucial point: the importance of self-acceptance. This concept not only embraces understanding and love of self in all our facets, but also acts as a prism through which we can see and be seen by the outside world, profoundly influencing our relationships and ability to forge authentic connections. Self-acceptance invites us on an introspective journey, a path that takes us through the shadows of our own doubts and fears, towards the light of our most intimate truth. On this journey, we learn that each of us is a mosaic of imperfections, dreams, failures, and successes. Recognizing and embracing this mosaic, without reservations or conditions, is the first step towards building solid self-esteem and, by extension, towards establishing more meaningful and lasting relationships. In this process of self-acceptance, we discover that our worth does not depend on external validation, but rather resides in our inner core. As we fully accept ourselves, our interactions with others transform. We stop looking for friends who fill internal voids or who serve as mirrors of a fractured self-esteem. Instead, we seek connections that resonate with our authenticity, with people who appreciate and celebrate our unique truths. This transformation does not happen overnight. It is an ongoing, often challenging process, marked by moments of doubt and revelation. However, each step towards self-acceptance strengthens us, allowing us to face the world with a renewed sense of confidence and openness. We no longer hide behind masks of conformity or submit to compromises that dilute our essence. Instead, we present ourselves in all our complexity, ready to form friendships that reflect and honor our authenticity. Relationships forged from a place of self-knowledge and self-respect have deeper roots and are more resilient in the face of challenges. These friendships offer us a safe space to grow, explore, and most importantly, be ourselves without fear of judgment. Therefore, as we contemplate the absence of friends and seek to fill that void, it is essential that we first turn our gaze inward. By cultivating self-acceptance, we not only prepare ourselves to be more understanding and loving friends with others, but we also open ourselves to receiving the same level of understanding and caring in return. Self-acceptance frees us from the chains of our own and others' judgment, allowing us to live, love and connect from a place of truth and inner peace. In short, self-acceptance is the cornerstone on which we can build authentic and fulfilling relationships. It teaches us that before we can be a good friend to others, we must learn to be a good friend to ourselves. By embracing our own companionship, we become better equipped to share our light with the world, attracting those who are destined to walk alongside us, reflecting the beauty of a friendship born of truth and mutual acceptance. In the tapestry of our lives, authentic connections stand out like golden threads, weaving patterns of support, understanding, and unconditional love. These relationships, forged in sincerity and depth, go beyond the superficiality of casual encounters, becoming safe havens where our true essences can shine freely. Authenticity in relationships thrives on vulnerability, a concept we often evoke with caution. However, it is precisely in the exposure of our imperfections, fears and dreams where authenticity finds its most fertile ground. By opening ourselves and sharing our true selves with others, we invite a connection that resonates at the deepest levels of being human, where masks fall and hearts speak directly to each other. This invaluable value of authentic connections lies in their ability to reflect our shared humanity. In the understanding look of a friend, in the hug that says, "I'm here for you," we find affirmation that we are not alone in our struggles. These connections act like mirrors, not only showing our strengths and beauties but also our frailties, reminding us that perfection is an illusion and that the beauty of our humanity lies in our imperfection. However, cultivating such connections takes time, effort, and, above all, a commitment to honesty and transparency. This is not a process without challenges. Building authentic relationships forces us to face our own insecurities and overcome the fear of rejection. But it is in this process that we discover the true value of authenticity, a bridge to mutual understanding and unconditional acceptance. Authentic connections teach us, too, about reciprocity. In this give and receive, in this exchange of experiences and emotions, we strengthen the ties that unite us, creating support networks that can sustain us in the most difficult moments. Through these relationships, we learn the meaning of altruism, empathy, and compassion, fundamental pillars that sustain not only our friendships but society as a whole. In a world where immediacy often trumps depth, authentic connections stand as bastions of meaning and purpose. They remind us of the importance of slowing down, being present, and valuing the quality of our interactions over quantity. In the pursuit of these relationships, we find ourselves, discovering our own capacities to genuinely love, share, and connect. In the end, the value of authentic connections transcends personal benefits, reaching outward and enriching the community around us. Every authentic relationship we forge acts as a seed of change, promoting a culture of openness, trust, and mutual understanding. These are the relationships that have the power to transform, heal, and unite, demonstrating that the true essence of human connection lies in authenticity. In conclusion, authentic connections are the soul of the human experience, essential to our growth and emotional well-being. By cultivating them, we not only enrich our own lives but contribute to a more understanding and connected world. This is the call to action that inspires us all, to seek, nurture, and value authentic connections, for in them we find the purest expression of what it means to be human. In the tapestry of our lives, authentic connections stand out like golden threads, weaving patterns of support, understanding, and unconditional love. These relationships, forged in sincerity and depth, go beyond the superficiality of casual encounters, becoming safe havens where our true essences can shine freely. Authenticity in relationships thrives on vulnerability, a concept we often evoke with caution. However, it is precisely in the exposure of our imperfections, fears, and dreams where authenticity finds its most fertile ground. By opening ourselves and sharing our true selves with others, we invite a connection that resonates at the deepest levels of being human, where masks fall and hearts speak directly to each other. This invaluable value of authentic connections lies in their ability to reflect our shared humanity. In the understanding look of a friend, in the hug that says, "I'm here for you," we find affirmation that we are not alone in our struggles. These connections act like mirrors, not only showing our strengths and beauties but also our frailties, reminding us that perfection is an illusion and that the beauty of our humanity lies in our imperfection. However, cultivating such connections takes time, effort, and, above all, a commitment to honesty and transparency. This is not a process without challenges. Building authentic relationships forces us to face our own insecurities and overcome the fear of rejection. But it is in this process that we discover the true value of authenticity, a bridge to mutual understanding and unconditional acceptance. Authentic connections teach us, too, about reciprocity. In this give and receive, in this exchange of experiences and emotions, we strengthen the ties that unite us, creating support networks that can sustain us in the most difficult moments. Through these relationships, we learn the meaning of altruism, empathy, and compassion, fundamental pillars that sustain not only our friendships but society as a whole. In a world where immediacy often trumps depth, authentic connections stand as bastions of meaning and purpose. They remind us of the importance of slowing down, being present, and valuing the quality of our interactions over quantity. In the pursuit of these relationships, we find ourselves, discovering our own capacities to genuinely love, share, and connect. In the end, the value of authentic connections transcends personal benefits, reaching outward and enriching the community around us. Every authentic relationship we forge acts as a seed of change, promoting a culture of openness, trust, and mutual understanding. These are the relationships that have the power to transform, heal, and unite, demonstrating that the true essence of human connection lies in authenticity. In conclusion, authentic connections are the soul of the human experience, essential to our growth and emotional well-being. By cultivating them, we not only enrich our own lives but contribute to a more understanding and connected world. This is the call to action that inspires us all, to seek, nurture, and value authentic connections, for in them we find the purest expression of what it means to be human. In the garden of life, cultivating true friendships requires both attention and care. It is not enough to simply plant the seed, it must be nourished, watered, and protected from weeds. Here, we explore essential strategies that can help us foster deeper, more meaningful relationships. First, openness and availability are essential. Showing a willingness to meet new people and participate in new experiences expands our social circle and increases the opportunities of finding individuals with shared interests and values. This involves sometimes stepping out of our comfort zone, facing the fear of rejection with the hope of connection. Effective communication, enriched with active listening, is another pillar in building lasting friendships. Listening genuinely, with empathy and without judgment, creates a safe space where both friends can openly share their thoughts and feelings. This exchange fosters trust and strengthens ties. Additionally, being authentic and vulnerable allows our relationships to reach greater depth. Showing ourselves as we are, with our strengths and weaknesses, invites our friends to do the same. This shared vulnerability is the fertile ground where true friendships take root and flourish. Patience and perseverance also play a crucial role. Strong, nurturing friendships rarely happen overnight, they need time to develop and mature. Accepting that there will be challenges and misunderstandings along the way, and being willing to work through them, is essential to maintaining healthy, long-lasting relationships. Finally, celebrating differences and practicing unconditional acceptance allows us to appreciate our friends for who they are, not who we want them to be. This acceptance fosters an environment of mutual support and respect, where each individual can grow and thrive. By applying these strategies, we become better equipped to cultivate friendships that not only survive but thrive, providing joy, support, and companionship on life's journey. So, step by step, we can transform the garden of our lives into a thriving landscape of meaningful connections. The path to cultivating authentic, lasting friendships is often hindered by a silent giant, the fear of rejection. This fear, deeply rooted in our psyche, can paralyze us, preventing us from reaching out to potential friendships or deepening existing ones. However, it is possible to dismantle this giant, piece by piece, freeing ourselves from its chains and opening ourselves to the infinite potential for enriching relationships. First, it is essential to recognize the fear of rejection as a universal experience. You are not alone in this feeling, it is an inherent part of the human condition, rooted in our biological need for connection and belonging. Accepting this fear as a traveling companion, rather than an enemy, can lessen its power over us, allowing us to act despite its presence. A key strategy to overcome this fear is to change our internal narrative. Instead of anticipating rejection as a reflection of our own worth, we can see it as an opportunity for learning and growth. Every interaction, regardless of its outcome, offers us valuable lessons about ourselves and others. This perspective helps us depersonalize rejection, seeing it more as an incompatibility of circumstances or preferences than as an intrinsic flaw in our being. Additionally, practicing self-affirmation can strengthen us against the fear of rejection. Reminding ourselves of our unique qualities, accomplishments, and the richness of our inner lives can bolster our self-esteem and reduce dependence on external approval. This foundation of self-confidence acts as a shield, protecting us from the arrows of rejection. Another effective tactic is gradual exposure. By deliberately facing situations we fear, in manageable doses, we can gradually desensitize ourselves to the fear they provoke. Starting with small risks, such as starting a conversation with an acquaintance or sharing an opinion in a group, can increase our emotional resilience and prepare us for bigger challenges. Finally, cultivating a support network can provide us with a safe haven to recharge and gain perspective. Friends, family, or even mental health professionals can offer us comfort, advice, and affirmation that no matter what rejections we face, we are valuable and worthy of love and connection. Overcoming the fear of rejection is a gradual process that requires patience, understanding, and self-compassion. By addressing this fear head-on, with practical strategies and a positive attitude, we can open ourselves to the richness of human relationships, discovering that beyond fear, a world of meaningful connections and interpersonal satisfaction awaits us. In the intricate tapestry of our lives, friendships emerge as vibrant threads, adding color, strength, and texture to our existence. These connections, woven with shared laughter, comforted tears, and lived experiences, not only enrich our days but also sustain us in times of challenge. The benefits of having friends extend throughout our emotional, physical, and psychological well-being, offering us a mirror in which we can see ourselves reflected, learning and growing in the process. From an emotional perspective, friends act as anchors in the storm, offering us a safe haven where we can express our fears, joys, and dreams without fear of judgment. This unconditional acceptance fosters a supportive environment where vulnerability is seen as a strength, allowing us to explore the depths of our being with confidence. In the warmth of friendship, we find the courage to be authentically ourselves, fueled by the knowledge that, no matter what the journey reveals, we are not alone. On the physical level, research suggests that friendships can have a tangible impact on our health. Shared laughter and the joy of company can reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and strengthen our immune system. In fact, studies have shown that people with strong social ties tend to live longer and have a lower risk of developing chronic diseases. Thus, friendships not only feed our spirit but also nourish our body, weaving a blanket of well-being that protects and revitalizes us. Psychologically, having friends gives us a sense of belonging and purpose. In the company of those we value, we find a reflection of our own concerns and aspirations, a reminder that our struggles and successes are part of the shared human experience. This connection helps us navigate life's challenges with a more balanced and hopeful perspective, knowing that our experiences are valid and that our voices are heard. Beyond individual benefits, friendship has the power to transform societies. By fostering empathy, cooperation, and mutual understanding, friendships can act as bridges between cultures, ideologies, and beliefs, dismantling prejudices and building a more inclusive and compassionate social fabric. In this sense, each friendship is a vital cell in the body of humanity, contributing to the health and harmony of the whole. In conclusion, the benefits of having friends are immeasurable, touching every aspect of our existence with their transformative grace. Through friendship, we learn the value of connection, the power of mutual support, and the beauty of sharing this journey called life. Thus, by cultivating and valuing our friendships, we not only enrich our own path but also contribute to a more loving and connected world. If this video has given you something new, if it has made you think or feel differently, help us to continue growing by subscribing, leaving your like, and activating the bell. This helps us to continue growing and be able to generate more quality content for well-being of everyone. As we navigate the sometimes turbulent waters of our lives, the importance of friendship reveals itself as a beacon of light, guiding us to safe harbors and shared adventures. The connections we weave with those we call friends not only enrich our existence but also strengthen us, offering us a mirror in which we can see ourselves with greater clarity and compassion. Friendships are the pillars on which we build the architecture of our emotional life, designing spaces full of love, support, and mutual understanding. It is these bonds that sustain us in moments of trial, celebrate with us our triumphs, and accompany us on the continuous journey toward self-discovery and personal fulfillment. Let us remember then, as we move forward on this path, that the value of friendships transcends mere everyday interactions. These connections are treasures that we must care for with tenderness and dedication, aware that, in the fabric of the human experience, true wealth is found in the quality of our relationships, not in the accumulation of material goods or individual achievements. By cultivating authentic friendships, we not only beautify our own lives but also contribute to a more understanding and connected world. Therefore, let us be brave in our search for meaningful connections, open in our vulnerability, and generous in our love and friendship. May each encounter be an opportunity to sow kindness and understanding, and may each friendship be a reflection of the best of ourselves. Ultimately, the stories we will treasure most will be those written alongside those we have loved and have loved us. May we never forget that, at the heart of our existence, what truly matters is the love we have shared and the lives we have touched through the incomparable magic of friendship. I invite you to go out into the world with an open heart, willing to be both friends and allies on this wonderful journey of life. May the light of our friendships illuminate our path, always reminding us that, together, we are infinitely stronger, wiser, and more complete. If you want to deepen your knowledge, I invite you to do so in the following video, which we have selected especially for you. You'll find more tips, strategies, and reflections to help you apply Stoic principles in your daily life. See you there, dear Stoic.